that was made this weekend by Shedeur Sanders.
He has earned the right to take more meaningful reps this week and play next week. And he did it by making throws like this. This is an NFL throw. It's a layered throw in a tight window. It's exactly what we saw in Colorado. Again, Mel Kiper, amongst others, we liked them. Surprised they won the 5th round. And what's great about what I saw was all the pre-snap information he handled well. That means he was prepared, he's been studying, and that's the sign of a really good pro.
And isn't that exactly the sort of thing that people said he was good at coming into, or coming out of college and coming into the NFL? That's the thing about this evaluation process that I find so frustrating. We've decided, the entire league has decided, we need to find the next Patrick Mahomes, so we're going to go find someone who makes the off-platform throw and can be running this way and throw it back across the other side.
But that stuff matters, Greeny. To be great,
if that's what you do well and you can't do the stuff that he does well, then you can't play quarterback in the NFL. We've seen too many guys who do that. Those things have to be like the side dish. That has to be the potatoes and the green beans.
Sure.
The steak has got to be all the stuff that this guy does well.
Totally. And that's why, you were encouraged with what you saw in college and why late 1st round, early 2nd round pick, and then you watched it in the game, you go, that's what it looked like. That's where you have to be so encouraged. I thought he played really fast. I love this clip on 3rd down, 5-man protection. He's going to tell his receiver, you're good, meaning no blitz issues. The safeties are going to rotate. Shedeur has to hold that safety at the top of the screen for a fraction of a second, and then the ball has to come out right now because that window is going to condense with that drop-down safety. If he's a little bit later, that's an interception. It's a tipped ball. Receiver is going to the hospital. This is backed up in his own end zone. Again, tells his receiver, you're good. Don't worry about any blitz. It allows them to play faster so he knows what's going on. Sees the safety rotation. He's got a little bit of shuffle in the pocket, and then that ball's coming out. The defender is underneath the receiver, corner-wise. Safety over the top. That's a dangerous throw. It's a courageous throw. He drills it right in that in-breaking route. And then the second touchdown is my favorite. He's got a shuffle in the pocket, and he has to see a double post. He sees the safety take the inside post. The outside post is the throw. I love how quick it happens, and then it remains a passer. There were times in school, more often than not, I would argue, that he would run around and try to do something that athletically I would say that's not necessarily the strength of your game. So that last clip to me tells me there's a development, an evolution. I thought he was fantastic. I totally agree. He should get meaningful, if not starting reps this week.
A few things. First of all, he passed the eye test. When you watched him on Friday night, you felt like you were watching an NFL quarterback. Now, today, they are out on the practice field right now. And the reason that Shedeur was out there on Friday night to begin with as long as he was is because Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel have been battling hamstring injuries. Both players, Pickett and Dillon Gabriel, are on the practice field today. Kevin Stefanski moments ago said he has not decided yet how the reps will go this week in the 2nd preseason game, and he even said that he may not be prepared to name a starting quarterback after the 2nd week of the preseason. The more indecision that's there, the more that tells you that all options are on the table, but they clearly had to see something from Shedeur on Friday night that I think opened up everybody's eyes. There are a lot of people like Mel Kiper who said this was what we expected to see. But I think the way he played, as effective as he was, as strong as he looked, has to make everybody reconsider things and say this guy's got a chance to play sooner than some people realize.
Yeah, and nothing makes you healthier than when you see your competitor play as well as you did. So all of a sudden, Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel feeling a little bit better. But look, if we were running the Browns guys, Kenny Pickett's on his 3rd team in 3 years, and I think we know where the ceiling is with him. I think Shedeur is so interesting because of his arm strength and his ability from the pocket. As you said, Greeny, his stake is really solid. And if I'm the Browns, I want to see more and more of it, and he's earned that.
One of the reasons why I chose some of those clips was, for me, the communication that he showed and the understanding pre-snap was a massive deal. And then also how he operated post-snap and executed. And for everybody at home to truly understand, when we talk about you want to see them go and operate, that's a big deal. Because in practice, it really doesn't matter because there's no real consequence. For him to make that aggressive throw on that touchdown, if he throws an interception in practice, he throws an interception in practice. If he throws an interception in game, different. That's an aggressive throw. I would call you a gutsy throw, a cojones type of throw. So to do it in the game, that's a big deal. The second touchdown in practice, you can't get touched. In a game, he's got to get that little shuffle and that ball's got to come out. So that's why, I agree with Mike T. when you just watch them operate pre-snap, it looked to me like he belonged. And he knew it. He knew it. He knew what he was looking at. He understood what he had to do, and the communication with everybody. That would be the thing. If I'm the Cleveland Browns, and we sit down on Saturday or Sunday morning going, all right, do we have to give them more? Do we have to demand more of them? Do we have to give them a greater opportunity?
See, and he had to go into the preseason and play at that level to get everybody's attention. Again, some people felt like this was the quarterback he was going to be. But you can't tell me that the Browns didn't need to see this. They did need to see it. And they saw it, and now they're going to need to see more of it again, which is why the Browns quarterback room becomes maybe the most compelling room in all of football this preseason. And we wait to see if Shedeur can repeat it. Because if he plays like that again in the preseason, he's going to give them a lot more to think about, and he's going to play his way onto the field sooner rather than later.
Let's say he plays in preseason week 2 and it's with starters and against starters, and he plays like that, I don't even think it's a decision.
Totally agree.
Well, look, the fans are going to want to see him, first of all. And then the second part of it is, I don't know, for some reason I feel like there is this narrative, I don't know exactly how to explain it, as though this is somehow a bad thing. Like, only in the worst case scenario do we wind up with him. The best thing that can happen to an NFL team is to find your quarterback in the 5th round.
100%.
If you wind up getting your quarterback in the 5th, Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick, Russell Wilson 3rd, Tom Brady legendarily 6th, all these kinds of things. Not suggesting that he's going to be any of those guys. But if you can find a legitimate starting quarterback in the 5th round, that's a home run for your organization.
Take it a step further. If I'm Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the general manager, I am reminding Shedeur and to a certain extent, Dylan Gabriel, every day, like, we want you to be successful, because if you're successful with 2 first-round picks next year, we could transform this organization.
Yes. Now, do I have time to play the Brady thing here, or should we push that off, Artie? You want to play it? News of Mr. Shedeur Sanders and his performance the other night.
Really good. Candidly, as expected, what did we see in Colorado? Accurate. Look at this throw here. This is an NFL throw. It's layered above a defender in a small window. He's accurate. He has good arm strength, and it's a little bit like the NCAA tournament, Greeny. Survive in advance. He has earned the right for more reps going into next week.
Well, Adam Schefter had, I think, the line of the week. Who won the weekend, in your opinion, this weekend, Shefty?
Mel Kiper Jr.
Mel Kiper Jr.
I know it's only 1 week. It's a little early. We don't want to get too carried away. But who had a better weekend this weekend than Mel Kiper Jr.? I don't know if he was on the Chesapeake Bay or where he was in Baltimore eating crabs, but I do know that the one player that he touted all through the draft shined on Friday night. And here's the thing. It's one game, but I will say this. He passed the eye test. Shedeur Sanders looked like he belonged. He looked like he could play. And when you watch these rookies early on, some of them, it just feels like they belong. And it felt like Friday night he did.
In case you haven't seen it, let me give you the numbers, then Dan's going to give you the tape. Cindy, let's start with 831. Shedeur, 5 of 7, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns on throws 10 or more yards downfield in his debut. That is, to your point, advanced.